Okay, welcome back. Where we left off from the last video is we made just a pretty simple image using a very simple prompt. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take that basic prompt and elevate it a little bit more, add some more detail, and really make some really interesting images that can be used for tattooing. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to what we've got. We're going to write the same prompt in as we did last time, but this time we're going to add just a little bit more detail and information to feed into the MidJourney AI and hopefully create some really interesting pieces. So we'll go with portrait of a woman again, but this time we're going to add some more descriptive words and some more sort of keyword prompts that will really kind of speak in the language that MidJourney likes to listen to. And this way we should be definitely making some more interesting images that we can use. So instead of just going for a portrait of a woman, we're going to add a few more details in there. So let's go beautiful woman. That right works out. So portrait of a beautiful woman, just adding that word beautiful will tell MidJourney kind of what you want to make. Simple words like beautiful and clean aesthetic and things like this will really help MidJourney create what you're looking for. You're not going to be looking for, unless you are, if you want to look for something with a bit more character, this is where you write it. So if you want a woman with a scar, a woman with blonde hair, a woman with curly hair, things like this, this is where you want to put it in now. So we're going to go there and we're going to add some other keywords. These are just key phrases that you can use in any prompts line that will just kind of, again, speak in the language that the AI wants to listen to kind of give it the idea of where you're really going with these prompts. So we're going to write in highly detailed, highly realistic, extremely intricate. Okay, so what I've done, I've added in a few more keywords in here, and I'm just going to listen them through. These are keywords that, again, you can use in pretty much any prompts that you want to do, and it kind of just give you that extra vibe and that extra communication with the AI engine itself. So instead of just having a portrait of a woman, we've gone for a portrait of a beautiful woman, highly detailed, highly realistic, extremely intricate, award-winning photography, artistic, flawless aesthetic. Award-winning photography is one of the best keywords you can use for any realistic image that you're trying to make, because it's telling the AI that you want a really high quality photographic image, and this will help it kind of show you back what you really want to see. So let's run that through and let's see what we get. Okay, so now we have a new grid of 4 images, again 4 samples, and you can instantly tell how much better these are than the previous. So let's scroll back up here, just show you this is what we had before, which is like, it's kind of nice, it's sort of realistic, it's got kind of more of a painterly style to it. But now we go back down here and the quality of these are just so much better, as you can tell. So again, the award-winning photography is one of the best prompts that you can put in, pretty much put in anything that I want to do in realism. But keywords, highly realism, which is realistic, I spelled right, but highly detailed, I spelled wrong. Sometimes spell checks is definitely a thing that you also need to check on your AI, but don't worry about it, it's worked out really well. So again, as always, you have the opportunity to upscale or make variations. So we're going to go upscale a couple of these because they look pretty good. So let's upscale these 2. And I'll make a variation. I'll make variation number 4. Again, remember that after you've upscaled, you've still got the opportunity to make more variations. But when variations off the grid can sometimes be a little better than variations off an upscaled image. It's a strange one, you have to experiment with it every now and again, but when it's coming off a grid, it just seems to give you better variations than you would have off an upscaled image. So again, they're just churning up now, and we get more grids because we made a variation of this one, and yeah, I mean, that's fantastic, that's a good image, let's bring that up. Cool. So now we have a little bit more of an advanced prompt line, and from here, we can just keep adding what's called layers into our prompt. A layer is every keyword or every phrase after a comma, and the more layers you have, the more detail, the more information, and the more of the language that you're speaking back to the AI, it will continuously make better images, different images, and you can really get into it quite deeply. So what we're going to do, we're just going to copy this. And this is the next thing to sort of use in your AI prompts. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy that prompt, and we're going to add another little element to this. So we're going to go back down, paste it in, and now this is what we call aspect ratios. Aspect ratios are one of the first real commands that you'll ever put in. So you have layers in your prompt, it's sort of sequences, a pattern that you want to follow. You first want to describe what you want to make. The second is the descriptive words, the sort of variations and things. So talk about award-winning photography, for example, or extremely intricate. That's the middle part of your prompt. The last part of your prompts are what are called commands. And this is the first command that you want to get used to, and it's called the aspect ratio. The aspect ratio will allow you to make prompts which aren't square. For tattooing, I generally go for either aspect ratio 2:3 or 3:2. 2:3 will make a longer image, 3:2 will make a wider image, landscape or portrait basically. So when you're making portraits, you want them larger, especially for sleeve designs and things like that. You want it to be a taller, skinnier image as opposed to a wider image. So to write in your aspect ratio, you want to put --AR space 2:3, or 3:2 the other way around if you want to make it longer. And this will then create, instead of square images, which are kind of tricky to use in tattooing, now as you can see, these make taller images, which are better for portraits especially. And it'll also change your prompts. If you're going for an aspect ratio of 2:3, it'll add in different details. It'll fit the space differently. So if you're going for something that is, if you put a 3:2 on, it will make it wider, the actual composition of the image. Whereas if you're going for longer, it will change the composition to fit that space better. Certain things you'll find that you'd want to use a landscape or a portrait configuration, and this is all just about experimenting and seeing what fits right. So these have come out really well, and again, those keywords are really doing their power here. Adding in award-winning photography, adding in high detailed, realistic, these kind of keywords can really take kind of that basic image that we had, which looked, again, kind of painterly and kind of flat and a bit sort of fuzzy, and can really sharpen them up and get to that point where you're making photorealistic images. So now that we've gone through adding these keywords and these descriptive words to raise that level of that prompt and actually start creating some more interesting images, now the thing to do is start experimenting again. Try and find these descriptive words, these adjectives that you can use that would make the images that you want to see. And this is an experimentation process. You can go back onto the public groups, see what they're using. You can talk with other people in groups. I mean, I'm making a Facebook group right now for tattooists who are interested in AI, and I'll be sharing all sorts of information, all sorts of little hints and tricks and things like that that you can use to heighten and elevate your prompts and make better images. So we'll be coming back for another video again. This is going to be a fairly short series, but there will be a few more where we get really into the meat, really advanced stuff. But for now, go away, try out some stuff, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you next time. Peace. Okay, so that's the end of this video. Hopefully now you're starting to really get the feel of AI and you've learned some useful descriptive words that you can put into your prompts and make some better tattoo images. In the next video, we're going to keep stepping up and adding more advanced prompt language that will help you produce even better images. So I hope to see you soon. Peace and love. And again, as always, if you could subscribe, like the video, comment, ring the bell, all that kind of YouTube stuff, I'd really appreciate it. Can't wait to see you next time.